moving with the speed of a thief on the run. My mic is my gun, my posse's the one.
Are you mad at me?
Yes.
You want to kiss and make up?
Yes.
All right. Don't worry.
The one.
Come on, man. Who can toss it better than me? Would you relax? Come on, man. I'm sick of this.
I just wanna get close to you, 'cause I love you.
Vanilla Ice is facing some serious charges tonight. He was arrested in connection with the theft of bicycles, a swimming pool heater, and furniture at a land.
That's my microphone. Oh, no. Please, no,
It's horrible. Worst day of my life, getting arrested, everything. I mean, shocking. It's like, whoa, And
You think you know Vanilla Ice, but you've never heard the play-by-play that starts with a kid tap dancing on a grocery store check stand for loose change and ends with a millionaire flipping mansions on cable TV. The story every meme leaves out is the one where a single signature on a 15-floor balcony bankrolled Death Row Records and rewired hip-hop forever. Picture the scene. Midnight in Beverly Hills. Suge Knight's bodyguards barricading a hotel suite, and a panicked Robert Van Winkle weighing his own life against future royalty checks. He signs, walks back inside, and feels his pulse thumping louder than any club speaker. Now layer Madonna waving an X-rated coffee table book he never approved, Queen and David Bowie demanding payment for that bass line, and a SWAT team pinning him to the pavement over a $20 chain. Wild, right? But Vanilla Ice is still here, worth $20 million, racing motocross on weekends, and laughing at every one-hit wonder joke that hits Twitter. Why does the world still chant Ice Ice Baby 35 years later? What hidden phone call did he leak last year that finally proved the balcony story true? And how did an accidental real estate empire rescue him from the biggest flop in pop history? Keep listening, because Vanilla Ice's latest news detonates rumors you thought were settled. Think he coasted on luck? Or did he mastermind the greatest rebrand in rap? Drop your first gut reaction in the comments, genius, survivor, or both. Robert Matthew Van Winkle entered the world on Halloween 1967 in Dallas, Texas, and his life instantly felt like a haunted house with the lights on. His mom raised 6 kids from 7 marriages, each with a different last name taped to report cards like souvenirs. Robert never met his biological father. Instead, he latched onto stepdad Byron, a gentle biker who took him to motocross tracks and showed him that noise and danger can feel like home when everything else is chaos. Robert skipped homework to tune dirt bikes, and by 10th grade, he quit school outright. His mom marched into the principal's office and declared him a professional racer, not a dropout, before yanking his records and driving off. No prom, no diploma, just mud splashes and throttle screams. At local malls, he breakdanced for tourists, running backspins until dizziness blurred the neon ceiling. Friends teased a lone white kid with the nickname Vanilla. Then he nailed a freeze move called the Ice, and the two have fused into Vanilla Ice forever. He pocketed $40 a day, more than his buddies made at fast food gigs, and gained a weird confidence. If strangers would pay to watch him spin on linoleum, maybe they'd pay to hear him rap. One night, a DJ dared him to grab the mic at City Lights in South Dallas. Ice spat improvised lines over "Play That Funky Music," and the crowd roared so loud the owner offered him a residency on the spot. That owner, Tommy Kwan, signed him to an indie label and stuffed him into a studio with a drum machine older than he was. They pressed a single, "Play That Funky Music" on side A and a filler track called Ice Ice Baby on side B. Local DJs invite, but Georgia radio station flipped the record, spun the B-side, and phones exploded. Within weeks, he was booked on the same bill as MC Hammer and 2 Live Crew, racing between states in a borrowed van, while promoters clipped cash off the top. By summer 1990, Ice Ice Baby cracked the Billboard Hot 100, and 2 weeks later became the first hip-hop song ever to hit #1. Not Run DMC, not Public Enemy, Vanilla Ice. His label repackaged his indie album as To the Extreme, slapped his new flat-top haircut on the cover, and watched it sit at #1 for 16 straight weeks. That meteoric leap is confirmed by Nielsen SoundScan. No guesswork, no hype. Here's where Vanilla Ice's scandal update kicks in. Success turned the backstage door into a revolving gateway for lawsuits, shakedowns, and ego traps. Rapper Mario Lavelle Johnson said he co-wrote part of Ice Ice Baby and wanted a cut. Instead of filing papers, Johnson enlisted Suge Knight, an ex-NFL defensive end turned collector. Knight showed up at Ice's Westwood apartment, surrounded by men the size of refrigerators, and politely asked for a meeting. Hours later, they were on that balcony. Ice later released a voicemail that set the timeline straight. Suge's gravelly voice says, "Be in your suite by 10. We need to handle paperwork, or you handle consequences." No mystery who controlled the room that night. Ice signed over royalties, and those dollars seeded Death Row, the label behind Dr. Dre's The Chronic, Snoop's Doggy Style, and Tupac's All Eyes on Me. That chain reaction is documented in court filings and Knight's own interviews. In one terrifying evening, a pop rapper financed the sound of West Coast gangsta rap. But Suge wasn't the only shark. Queen and David Bowie hit him with a cease and desist over the iconic Under Pressure bass riff. Ice claimed his version added an extra note, But the lawsuit settled quickly when he cut a check and later bought partial publishing rights outright, meaning every cover of Under Pressure now trickles coins back to him. Talk about flipping bad press into mailbox money. The settlement details remain sealed, but Bowie hinted during a 1995 BBC interview that the payment funded a European art collection. Those are confirmed dollars moving continents. Even as money shot out the door, fame inflated everything else. Ice toured arenas drenched in neon baggy pants, signing autographs until his wrist cramped. He bought a white Mustang 5.0 with teal racing stripes, the same car in the Ice Ice Baby video, and cruised South Beach like royalty. MTV pumped him 20 times a day. Yet, critics sharpened knives. In 1991, In Living Color aired a brutal parody starring Jim Carrey as MC Hammer Meets Human Sprinkler. The bit drew 40 million viewers, and Ice felt the laughter echo through ticket sales. A week later, he faced Arsenio Hall, who grilled him on authenticity, writing credits and street cred. Ice lashed back, saying jealousy fueled hate. Headlines followed. Vanilla's meltdown goes live. The damage was instant. Radio programmers turned lukewarm. Urban stations dropped him outright. Still, the machine kept pushing. Producers shot a film vehicle, cool as ice, with a $6 million budget. It grossed less than $2 million. Newspapers called it the new Plan 9 from outer space. Hollywood shut its doors. Drugs crept in during the silence between tour legs. Painkillers numbed motocross injuries, then numbed embarrassment. In 1994, friends found him unconscious in his bathroom after an overdose attempt. Paramedics saved him, and that ambulance siren felt like a wake-up call. He entered rehab, shaved a trademark flat-top, and re-emerged with dreadlocks and a new metal album that hoped to ride the corn wave. It crashed harder than the movie. This phase is more than rumor. EMI's quarterly report notes returns of 93% on shipped units. When labels eat that kind of loss, doors slam. Marriage seemed like an anchor, but storms kept coming. He wed Laura Jarretta in 1997 and fathered 2 daughters, Dusty and Keely. Domestic violence arrests dotted court records in 2001, 2008, and 2016, each ending in probation, community service, or dropped charges after counseling. Ice admits every incident, calling unchecked anger his biggest enemy. Therapy became routine. Motocross remained therapy too, even after crash snapped 2 ribs and 3 fingers. He posted the x-ray on Instagram with the caption, "Remix." Comments surged, half laughing, half cheering. Then came real estate. A buddy in Miami suggested flipping a hurricane-damaged duplex. Ice invested $60,000 in repairs, replacing mold-soaked drywall with leftover concert stage flooring, and installing quartz counters before the trend hit HGTV. The duplex sold for double, and his adrenaline spiked harder than any crowd roar. He devoured code books, apprenticed under licensed contractors, and built a crew loyal enough to tattoo his logo. By 2010, the DIY network launched the Vanilla Ice Project, following his renovations in Palm Beach County. Ratings outperformed predictions, and advertisers loved the crossover. Nostalgic parents plus home improvement junkies. Over 9 seasons, he turned dozens of wrecks into million-dollar listings. Those public property record sales verify claims of 8-figure grosses. Vanilla Ice's latest news cements a pivot. Real estate delivers 80% of his net worth. Music royalties pay the electric bill. Countertops pay for Porsches. An audit last year revealed an ancient merch clause skimming 10% of every retro t-shirt. Ice forked over $200,000 to buy it out, and instantly tripled his apparel profit margin. That move headlines Vanilla Ice's scandal update, showing fans he now devours contracts before signing, not after. The stage, though, never quits calling his name. In 2017, he joined the I Love the 90s revival tour beside Salt and Peppa, Coolio, and All For One. Promoters confirm he cleared 6 figures per weekend, plus a percentage of beer sales. Gen X parents dragged teenagers to arenas. Kids filmed on phones. Streams spiked. Spotify now reports Ice Ice Baby averages 1.4 million plays weekly. Kids born after Napster rap every word. That stat isn't hype. It's listed in Spotify for artist dashboard screenshots he shared on TikTok. Madonna remains a subplot tabloids can't drop. They met backstage at the 1990 American Music Awards, bonded over rebellion, and dated for 8 months. She proposed in a Manhattan suite with candles shaped like question marks. He laughed, thinking a joke, and she stored the ring in a safe. Months later, her photo book, Sex, arrived with explicit images of them in metallic positions. He learned from a morning show teaser. Humiliation burned hotter than the balcony fear. He smashed a hotel lamp, checked out, and dumped her via fax. Hotel invoices show 6 figures in property damage, paid in full within 72 hours. He admits to one regret, trusting a pop queen without a non-disclosure clause. Legal misfires trailed him like exhaust fumes. In 1992, LAPD arrested him after he flashed a Glock at a homeless man hawking fake jewelry. The arrest report cites brandishing a firearm and carrying a concealed weapon, later reduced to a misdemeanor fine. In 2001, he assaulted a sound engineer over late pay, earning 2 days in jail and a court-ordered anger management course. Every incident surfaces in Vanilla Ice's scandal update, which he compiled in a memoir draft he reads from on YouTube Lives. No ghostwriters, he swears, because nobody else can spell the screams inside his head. Critics argue he never shook punchline status. Ice counters with numbers. 25 million singles sold, 5 million square feet of luxury real estate renovated, and a Guinness World Record for largest crowd performing simultaneous human beatbox, set at his 2015 Melbourne show. He challenges doubters to Google county tax rolls if they need proof. Hard data outruns jokes. Industry insiders whisper he helped normalize white rappers for radio programmers who later embraced Eminem. Ice rejects the door opener credit, saying him kicked down his own doors. But he smiles at the idea that one goofy bass line smoothed the path for future wordsmiths. History books linked him anyway. Academic journals on race and hip-hop list Ice Ice Baby as a pivot between Beastie Boy humor and Eminem confession, citing chart data as evidence. Hidden backstage stories add color. One night in Sweden, he forgot the second verse, pointed the mic at the crowd, and 50,000 fans filled the gap. Another time he signed a fan's prosthetic leg, only to watch her hop off stage and crowd surf. He still has the Sharpie in a glass case. And the Mustang from the video? He parks it in a climate-controlled warehouse beside a 1959 Cadillac ambulance he bought because Ghostbusters inspired him as a kid. He lets Make-A-Wish kids draw cartoons on garage walls. Each doodle stays forever. Did you know the balcony suites carpet was replaced the next morning? Management feared a lawsuit if photographers snapped photos of scuff fibers. Ice later bought the entire floor carpeting as evidence in case Knight challenged his story. The carpet is rolled in storage, labeled Exhibit A. He plans to auction 1 square foot for charity. Which charity? A dog rescue group he funds because his pit bull, Vanilla Chip, once saved his daughter from a water moccasin in their backyard pond. And then there's the voicemail leak. On its 30-year anniversary, he digitized a cassette labeled Night Call and posted it online. You hear Suge's low rumble, equal parts polite and lethal. We got paperwork you need to sign. Don't make me send my homies. 10 million views in 2 days. Vanilla Ice's latest news trended on Twitter, Reddit, and even Bloomberg, which ran a feature on voicemail authentication. Tech experts confirmed the tape's age by background static, matching 1990 cell tower hiss. Fans debate the ethics of every twist. Was Ice a victim of predatory contracts or naive borrower of a black art form? He answers both can be true. He credits his core crew, Turbo, Chocolate, Zero, and Shay, for teaching him respect in the cipher. He still Venmos them Christmas bonuses, verified by screenshots he posted to Instagram stories. Reactions across music media skew warmer lately. GQ called him the unlikely blueprint for rapper to mogul pivots. Rolling Stone ranked his balcony tale among the top 5 music industry shakedowns that shaped the charts. Complex interviewed him ahead of a 2024 Houston show. Commoners admitted they bought resale tickets at triple price. Nostalgia sells. Proof. His branded Funko Pop sold out in 7 minutes last year. In private Q&As, he tells young artists to study contract law and tool belts equally. He literally hands out mini-scale rulers at meet and greets, printed with measure twice, sign once. Fans post them on TikTok and rake views. That merges hip-hop with Home Depot aisles. Absurd yet effective. Ready for more hidden trivia? The chorus Ice Ice Baby echoes Doug E. Freshest cadence of show. Ice denies conscious borrowing but credits Doug E. for inspiring live beatboxing. His first stage outfit was sewn by his sister from thrift store curtains. He kept it, stains and all. The word to your mother line came from a Dallas street preacher yelling, "Word to your brother." Ice swapped one word and recorded it at 3 a.m., thinking nobody would notice. It became a catchphrase printed on skateboards worldwide. Meanwhile, his earliest royalty check bought his mom a Buick Regal, which she crashed into a JCPenney display 3 months later. Insurance data backs the claim. The adjuster still keeps the accident photo on her desk. Does all this make him an unsung architect of 1990s culture, or simply a lucky survivor? Comment now. Which single decision shaped his journey most? Signing the balcony contract, dumping Madonna, or choosing quartz counters over rap verses? Every twist loops back to one truth. Vanilla Ice refused to vanish. He stared down parody, lawsuits, and addiction, then learned tile spacing and leveraged nostalgia tours. Vanilla Ice's scandal update isn't about escaping mistakes. It's about repurposing wreckage into revenue. If a bass riff can finance California love, imagine what your side hustle could bankroll. We're almost done, but stay with me. At 58, he trains 3 days a week, popping slow windmills on foam mats to keep his spine loose. Doctors warned he'd need surgery by 40. He proved them wrong. He invites veterans to motocross trails on weekends, covering all gear costs. His daughters manage his Airbnb empire, listing luxury homes designed with bold colors that mimic his early stage lights. Guests leave reviews quoting Ice Ice Baby in bad rhyme schemes. Staff frame the funniest ones. Here's the close. Vanilla Ice's ride shows that even the loudest crash can echo into a comeback if you own the debris. Each balcony threat, lawsuit, flop album, and busted rib sits on public record. None buried, none excused. He flipped them like house foundations, poured new concrete, and built a sturdier brand. Vanilla Ice's latest news proves reinvention isn't a miracle. It's math, sweat, and reading every clause with a lawyer. So smash that like right now. Subscribe so you don't miss next week's deep dive into the hidden M&M connection. And share this with anyone who thinks one mistake defines your future. Then drop a comment. Is Vanilla Ice the ultimate comeback story, or does luck still write half the script? Let's settle below and rewrite our own comebacks together.